Yo, what's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us today. Super duper appreciate all the support. Today we'll be going over Harvey Elliott here, discussing his Liverpool future. And to me, in this interview clip, it pretty much is a given now that he's going to be leaving the club. Obviously, he's a boyhood Liverpool fan. Liverpool is his dream club, his dream destination, and he's really kind of tried to make it work with the club. He's been staying. He's kind of been saying, look, I want to stay here. This is the best club in the world. This is my dream club. But the manager, he just doesn't really fancy him. He prefers like Soboslai. He prefers these other players. And if Liverpool go in, get a top target like Florian Wirtz, another attacking midfield, that's going to push Harvey Elliott out of the team even more. He's also been experimenting with playing Dom in that kind of DM defensive midfield role, and maybe having him play as like a ball winning midfielder or like a deep line playmaker, and for maybe making an adjustment where if he does bring in Wirtz, he's going to be playing week in, week out. He's going to be occupying that attacking midfield spot. Needs to be a role for Dom, so Dom comes in deeper and Dom put in a good performance. And a lot of this kind of Harvey Elliott's future, I think, is going to depend on whether they bring in this midfielder like Wirtz. But, long term, I don't really see him staying. Unfortunately, he's got 2 years left in his contract. Maybe he stays one more season, then they let him go. But it's not looking good. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the interview.
The manager said before the game he wanted to look at people like yourselves, wanted to look at the future and how Liverpool might look. Despite the result tonight, do you think you've showed what you can offer for this team as it goes to look to back up this year's title victory?
Yeah, I think I've done that this season. It's been hard with the amount I've played, but I think, I've tried as hard as I could. And, whatever happens, happens. It's football at the end of the day. And
so look, he's pretty much saying, I played, I haven't played a lot, but I've done the best I can. And you can kind of see by his tone, his body language, he's kind of downbeat. This to me doesn't kind of show kind of positive body language of someone who's going to be staying long term, who's committed to the club. This is kind of downbeat, looks down, looks sad, looks like he's going to be leaving.
In my opinion, I just need to do what's best for my career, and it's a tough one because I think every player wants to play each and every game, each and every minute, but sometimes it's not going to happen. It's just about reflecting, seeing what I can do, better in my position, and just going from there. But I'm here at the moment. Still got one more game left, and I'm fully focused on that.
So you can just hear by his kind of wording, the way he's been wording things, the way he's explaining the situation. This to me looks like someone who's not going to be staying here for the long term. Now we also go to this here, basically saying, look, Elliott probably going to be leaving, and they're not going to stand in his way if a suitable offer comes in. Yeah, so this is coming from quite a credible source, and the way how the interview came out, how he's wording his words, the kind of downbeat kind of nature, the links with Florian Wirtz. To me, it's kind of signaling heavily towards a Harvey Elliott exit, and Klopp put a lot of trust into him. We all like him, the fans. I think he's versatile. He hits that kind of homegrown quota. I think he can play multiple positions, and he loves the club. So I'm definitely kind of sad to see him go. I wish it kind of worked out, but Arne Slot just doesn't fancy him. I think maybe he's not as maybe like energetic as Dom. Doesn't have the athleticism as much as Dom. So whatever Slot's reasoning is, he just doesn't really kind of fancy him. And unfortunately, it didn't kind of end in the way that we kind of wanted, with him succeeding at the club. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Super duper appreciate all the comments, like, shares, subs. I'll catch you guys in the next one.